What are you able to tell us about the area, what people there are saying about what they saw and what they heard?
I think it's still a confused picture for a lot of people here. We're standing at one of the police cordons, and all along Hart Street from where we are down to what appears to be where this incident took place, where there is still a lot of police and emergency services activity, a lot of flashing lights still, a lot of police vehicles, a lot of ambulances, a fire engine I can see down there as well. There are small groups of people outside of houses within the cordon looking down that road, and you can see the concern. You can see on people who've been allowed back into the cordon, who've come home and are returning to their houses, the concern on their faces at what has taken place, and of course the questions about what we don't yet know about what has taken place on this very quiet residential street. Southport is a seafront town. It's a popular destination, especially on a day like this, a warm day and the school holidays. We came from Preston, and people in Preston say, oh, everyone has gone to Southport today because the weather's so nice. This is a residential street. We know there are businesses that are in some of these buildings, formerly homes, now used as businesses, but the focus very much about 500 yards from where I'm standing and where you can see that enormous amount of activity. We have seen in the last 5 minutes some paramedics leaving the scene. It's suggesting, of course, this is, as much as it is still a dynamic scene and things are going on, that some of the work has been done here already. And they are leaving, but still a series of cordons in place along Hart Street, on some of the feeder roads that go into Hart Street as well, just to keep the public away. The police advice that they've given to the local community is to stay away from this area. There is a lot of activity, clearly. There is a lot of interest in what has happened, but a lot of speculation as well, and they've cautioned the public against that kind of speculation, particularly on social media, about what may have happened here. The earliest reports about what was going on were being posted on social media, where people, as we heard a little earlier from that man who saw the air ambulances arriving in number near his home, suggested to people here that this was something significant that was taking place even before the police declared that major incident in the area. They have told the public that they believe there is no wider threat. They have someone in custody, but of course for other parts of the emergency services, not least those hospitals where some of those affected in this incident have been taken, the work is ongoing. And that major incident at Alderhay Hospital, for example, a children's hospital in Liverpool, at others, Aintree and Southport Hospital as well, that work is obviously still going on and clearly will be for some time, as is the investigation here, and a lot of police resource, some more arriving now actually, a lot of police resource in this area as that investigation goes on.
We're seeing emergency services using a local high school as a base from some images that we are getting from social media. More scientific support officers arriving at the scene as well. This is clearly going to be underway for quite a long period of time, this incident.
Yeah, I think we've just seen more officers arrived in unmarked vehicles, police officers, and in fact we're just being told that more vehicles will be arriving. So we should keep out of the way of those vehicles that are arriving to come through this cordon. In fact, we'll just move the camera to make sure we're not in anyone's way, trying to get into the scene. It is clear that there is a lot of activity down there still, and has been what the police were first called at 10 to 12. And the response from what people have said here was overwhelming and huge in its number, and is ongoing. That's very evident, and I think we expect there will be updates from Merseyside Police and the North West Ambulance Service as the afternoon goes on. But from what they have told us, and the scale of resources, particularly those 13 ambulances that were dispatched here, the hazardous response teams, the merit doctors as well, tells you a lot about the scale of what they're dealing with down there. And as we await more news from the police, of course, the concern for the locals that we can see on the corners outside of houses, on the streets surrounding this area.